Hey YouTube, this is Quinn.
And Kari.
We're going to do another Q&A for you guys, and maybe just some discussions about random stuff that we want to talk about. So, with no further ado, my beautiful wife.
That's me. Okay, so I just have a couple questions for Quinn that I thought the answers might be interesting to all of you guys out there watching his videos, and thank you very much for watching his videos. Subscribe down there and comment down there for questions you want. Shameless plug. Anyway, so my first question is, when is the first trans memory that you ever had in regards to your childhood? Like, when did you know that you weren't a typical girl?
That's a good question, and I guess it's kind of tied between two things. Like, my grandma always used to tell me to sit like a lady and cross my legs and stuff like that. So that was one of them. And my other one was being over at my dad's house, which I went to every other weekend until I was like 11. And since I was really, really young, I just wanted to be outside playing with my stepbrother or, helping my dad work on the car. And I felt like activities over there were always really gendered. Like, the girls had to be in the house cleaning up or doing whatever girly kind of things. And, my stepbrother got to go out and play in the yard, which I wanted to do. And I could never, like, go sit and help my dad work on the car or go play because I was a girl, and I guess our place was inside the house.
So did both sets of grandparents like put you in gender specific roles, or just your dad's set of grandparents?
No, actually, I was talking about my mom's mom there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, she always used to tell me, ladies don't do that, ladies don't sit like that, sit like a lady. And
do you think that might be because you're the only granddaughter out of a whole bunch of grandsons, right?
I mean, probably.
Maybe?
I'm sure that everyone had their specific dreams. For me, being the only female-born grandchild.
Yeah. So do you think that that's why you're having such a hard time coming out to them, that you are the only female-born granddaughter or grandchild? And
Probably.
That your cousins, some of them have not met the family's expectations?
That probably has a lot to do with it. I've been torn these past few weeks. I've been worrying about telling my grandparents and my family, with the exception of my mom. She knows and she's cool. But,
and a cousin who's...
Yeah, and a cousin.
Loving. I wouldn't say quite accepting, but loving.
Yeah.
And, gonna pray through it. But you know what? We'll take that.
And, sorry, what was the question?
If you feel that maybe you're so nervous because your cousins have not, most of them, not all, some have, but most of them have not lived up to the family expectation.
I mean, I'd just be falling right in line with the rest of them, I guess. The list of failures. But no, like I was saying, I've, been debating telling my family, and just the fact that I had to tell, both sets of my grandparents, all four, luckily, are still alive. It made me, almost sick. Like, I just worried about it so much, I had to give myself a break from even thinking about doing that. And, I'll revisit it in a couple weeks when I'm not so stressed about it.
I support that. I told my sister. My sister was the first person that I told. Quinn had told a mutual friend of ours who at the time was dating an FTM, and Quinn started talking to said FTM, so obviously, through the grapevine, she was going to find out. So a mutual friend of ours was the first person that he told that, I had daily interaction with. I actually worked with this person. So, and she took it smashingly. I mean, obviously, she's not going to judge. But I told my sister, who I lost my mom 3 years ago, And so, and my sister is like 7.5 years older than I am. So she has always been like a second mom to me. Sometimes I have to remind her that she's not actually my mother. But she's been amazing and supportive through the majority of Quinn and I's relationship. The very beginning was kind of sketchy for
It was a little
everyone.
bumpy for all of us.
It was a little bumpy. So anyway, so after we got through that initial, initial shock and awe of the relationship, she's been super supportive. So I don't think she was really shocked. I mean, nobody's really been shocked. Only like really one person was like, really? But then I
Who
think
was like, really?
Brooke.
Huh.
Which is so weird. Because you've known her for so long, and, like, who's shocked by this? Not
She
really.
told me I hid my dysphoria well.
Oh, well, that's because she doesn't have sex with you.
Thank goodness.
I might buy tickets to that gun show.
No. So anyway.
No. Okay, I digress. So anyway, so I told my sister, and she's just smashingly well with it. My sister, I don't know if Quinn knows this or not, but my sister is always called Quinn Drew, because Drew Carey, like that was always that reference.
She thinks I look like Drew Carey?
Well, there was always that reference there. So, anyway, where did you go?
I'm burying my head in the sand.
Oh, don't bury your head in the sand. It's adorable.
Oh, that's horrible.
So, in fact, that's what she wanted you to change your name to, but I digress. So, I told my dad.
I don't look like Drew Carey.
No, not at all. It's just the glasses. It's really it.
Look, I still don't look like Drew Carey.
No, you're way, way fucking sexier. So,
I got a question for you.
well, can I finish telling my story?
Oh, yeah.
I'm rambling on, and then don't forget your question.
Alright, go
Maybe
ahead.
jot it down. He
I got
forgets everything. He'll
You know
forget.
why?
Oh, God. We went to the bar, and I don't drink.
So good.
And I got
Cherry lambic beer.
rashed.
Try it.
Anyway, so I told my dad, who is a staunch Republican, and that kind of went over like a turd in a punch bowl. I didn't really know how to start. I got all clammed up, and I'm not a clammed up kind of person. So I just started the conversation with, Dad, you know who Chaz Bono is? And it just went weird from there. So he thought I was referring to a guy named Chaz that he works with, and then he couldn't understand, and then I had to draw lines. It was very weird. So I decided for the rest of my family, I'm gonna hide behind my big sister, and I'm gonna let her tell them all, which is totally a chicken shit way out, but peace, I took it. So she's gonna tell my aunt, and then the rest of the family can just figure out when he grows facial hair.
Mm.
All right. So what's your question? Did you forget yet?
Well, let me touch on that a minute. My whole theory was, I better come out to everyone before they can tell me. Which, is kind of a, I guess a fear I'm having about starting tea. Like, I'm definitely gonna, I want to come out to everyone anyway, but I'm definitely gonna have to, have a serious talk with my grandparents, and,
Yeah.
I'd like to do that before I start tea so that I can, start it with a clear mind and not be worrying about what anyone will think.
I think that, eventually you're going to have to come out to everybody anyway. Like, it's not going to be like, oh, hey, yesterday I was a chick and now I'm a dude kind of thing.
Yeah, and
like,
I want to. It's just hard.
No, I totally get that, and I support it. I'm just saying, like, their reaction is going to be their reaction, whether you are Quinn now or Quinn 6 months from now on testosterone. Like, I think, especially with the set of grandparents that you are most concerned about losing, that the sooner you tell them, the more chance they have to get used to it. Maybe the better for when, you actually start to grow facial hair and your voice starts to drop.
Mm-hmm.
It's scary.
So let me ask you my question before I forget.
Okay.
So I have noticed lately that there's been just a little change in our sex life, as far as it seems to be hotter. Like, just lots of naughty things happening, and it just seems like, well, we're always a little bit naughty.
Call me naughty.
But it just seems, I can't think when you make me blush, okay? It just seems like, I don't know if there's more energy or more, I don't know what it is, but I was just going to ask you, why is our sex hotter since I came out as trans?
Well, I will explain it like this. I think that there's I don't know. There's definitely like a je ne sais quoi. Did I say that right?
Oh no.
Anyway,
I'm out of beer. I don't know. I don't speak French.
this was a $10 beer, but no fret. There's another one in the kitchen. So anyway, okay. So I think that there's just a little bit of extra swag about you right now. I think it's kind of like your like, pardon this, I hope this doesn't offend anyone. And if it does, sorry about your
This
luck.
is gonna be good, I guess.
I think it's kind of like your tranny training wheels.
Tranny training wheels.
That's right. It's kind of like the
I
tranny
love
training
it.
wheels. Like, okay, so, and now, bear with me. I'm going to switch back and forth during pronouns. Okay, so no offense, but Kim, like Kim, way over there, Kim, right? Very like.
By the way, which is my birth name, if you don't know. No, I'm
No,
sure I said
in
it.
the beginning of your videos, you said Kim. You hadn't changed to Quinn yet, so no bad on my part. So okay, so Kim would go out of the house. Not that I thought Kim was the most attractive person on the planet, obviously, and Quinn. So Kim would go out in a hash bash t-shirt with holes in it, and like a ripped armpit, some shorts hanging off.
Classy.
And Birkenstocks. Fine. Whatever. Totally hot. However, Quinn is like, wearing like nice jeans and a shirt with a shirt over it. And, there's just like this like comfortability that he's finding like within himself, where it's like, you know what, I think he's actually comfortable like in the binder. Obviously not near as comfortable as he will be once he has top surgery, but definitely finding like oh, this shirt looks good on me, or oh, this looks great on me, or look how adorable I look in this. And I kind of feed off that a little bit. Like, nothing is sexier than the person who you find sexy finding themselves sexy. I truly believe that. Like, I truly feel like he thinks I'm as sexy as he thinks I am, because I think I'm sexy. Like, I don't want that to sound like cocky, but I'm a big girl and I rock it. And so when I own that, I feel like he's more attracted to me. And in turn, when he owns his, like, he would have never, ever wore a sleeveless tank top. Ever. Not on TV, not on YouTube,
on
not
TV.
on TV, whatever. On YouTube, not out to check the mail, nothing. And now this, like, we can actually run to the store, and he thinks he looks attractive, and I know he looks attractive. So I think that's kind of helped. Your swag, and I think that in any relationship or situation, when not saying that we haven't always been 100%. Thank you, Boo.
So cute. Sorry, I couldn't help it. I can only keep my hands off of her for so long.
Not that we haven't always been 100% honest with each other, but when things are this raw and this real and this honest, like, how can you not find that like incredibly sexy? Like, he's vulnerable enough to be who he is, who he's gonna be, who he was with me, all in one person. So how can I not, like, pretty much just want to fuck him all the time? I mean, how could that be a bad thing? We were actually, we were concerned that with the transition, like, I might be like, but so far, not. Now, we haven't. So far,
someone turned the volume up a little bit.
I know. I had a loss in my life a couple years ago, and my sex drive kind of never recovered from that loss, which is very bizarre to me, because I've always been like a super horny girl. But our sex life, although great, we weren't having sex as much as we were prior to my loss. And I think Stella finally got her groove back. Look, I'm still ready for my beer.
I know. I think the beer is inhibiting my question-making abilities.
Oh, no. Okay, so what's changed for you, then, since you have all this, like, kind of, like, confidence? Like, where did that come from?
Honestly, I think a lot of it is just the binder. Like, that affects how I feel about myself, how I look in shirts, what shirts I wear now. Like, used to, I would wear whatever shirt, I liked the best that day. And now I have probably 7 shirts that are my favorite because of how they hang on me and how they look with the binder. And also, I think coming out to everyone and being Quinn everywhere I go, with the exception of my family's house. But, I came out to over 500 people on Facebook through an event.
Yeah, thanks, Emery.
And yeah, thank you, Emery. You were my inspiration for that. Oh, hang on, my phone is ringing. Where is it?
Oh, it's Mom Pa.
My grandparents heard me talking about them. What was I saying? Oh, so I came out to over 500 people on Facebook, and I think just being me everywhere I go has really boosted my confidence, and hearing all my amazing friends, call me Quinn everywhere, like, it's been such an amazing response that I've gotten, and it's just good that, especially some of the people that I didn't think were gonna embrace it have totally embraced it.
Right. So we went food shopping yesterday to get a couple things from a local store, and a friend of Quinn's and mine works at the local grocery store by us, and we were putting stuff on the little conveyor belt to like send it up, and all of a sudden out of nowhere we hear, "Hey Quinn, what's up?" And literally, like, the look on his face was like, I really thought like the clouds had parted and angels were singing. Like, it was very exciting, and like not something that we expected from said person, so kudos said person. And I just wanted to touch on the fact of, we just said thank you to Emery. I don't know if Emery watches your videos or not. Anyway, if you do, Emery, I would like to thank you from the bottom of my heart. You put up your year in testosterone review.
Here come the tears.
And so I have been as supportive as I can through this whole thing because I love the person I married, and I want the person that I married to be the happiest, healthiest person that he can be. And so through this whole thing, like, I supported the coming out, and I supported the transness, and I supported the name change and the pronoun change, and I was not on board with testosterone at all. One, because of my own fear that sometimes trans boys end up to be gay boys, and that scares the shit out of me. And also, we live in, this rural hick-ass town, and it's just scary, things are going to change, and hair is going to grow in places, and all sorts of stuff like that. So I had been very standoffish, or, as Quinn says, what'd you say? Like, completely shut down to tea. Anyway.
Yeah.
Resistant. I said
she was resistant to
resistant.
any conversation about tea. Every time I brought it up, she would be like, "Oh my gosh, you're not going to do tea,
right.
Are you?" And it made me feel bad, so I just shut down. Like, I didn't talk about that with her anymore.
So anyway, so last Friday night he had a show and needed somebody to cover his shift at work, and I can do so even though I don't work there. I can. So I went and did that, and when he left YouTube open, and because he was trans Googling, and so anyway, so I watched Emery's year in transition video, and something that he said at one point was just like a light bulb for me. Like, it just clicked, and I think that change in thinking, as Quinn said, saved his life. So thank you. Like, the outside can match the inside, all of it, not just part of it. Thanks. Thank you.
Isn't she great?
I love him.
Love, 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 love. I love you.
How long is this video?
This is 19 minutes,
oh
so...
my God, are we really going to post this?
Yes, we posted, the first one was 29 minutes.
Oh my God. I hope everybody listens and comments. Comment down below. I want you guys to ask really hard questions. I want somebody to, like, punch me in my boo-boo with a question.
And also, I'm going to put the link below for my top surgery fund donation fund. I just made that recently, and I don't have the balls to put it up on Facebook yet. I'm working on that. So, I'm also giving away 3 medium, I believe they're tri-top binders. They're pretty old. A friend of mine gave them to me, and they were too small. So if anyone needs a medium-sized binder, please feel free to message me below. Or if you want to send me a private message through YouTube, that's fine too. And I'll be happy to send those out. So thanks for tuning in again, guys, and we'll do this very soon.
Absolutely. Maybe right now.
See ya.